All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Albie13. I am introducing what we're doing here is a bit of a podcast episode on video gaming and the video game industry. And so we're having Grok as my guest. Um, and so why don't you kick us off and tell me about some topics that we can jump into?
Oh, fun! Let's dive into video gaming. How about the rise of indie games, esports growth, or the latest VR trends? Pick your poison.
Yeah, I think it's going to be VR trends, which you could do some live research while we talk.
All right, jumping into VR trends right now. Let me pull some fresh stuff. In 2025, hardware is getting lighter and cheaper, like Meta's Quest 3S, making it mainstream. AI's powering smarter worlds. Think immersive simulations for training or games. Mixed reality is huge too, blending real and virtual seamlessly. What's your favorite VR angle? Gaming or real world apps?
Well, we're focusing on gaming, if you will recall from my intro for this podcast episode.
Gotcha. Sticking to gaming. VR is exploding, with lighter headsets like the Quest 3S making high end play accessible without a beast PC. Games are leaning into social VR too, like VR chat, evolving into massive multiplayer hangouts. And shooters? Think Alien Rogue Incursion, blending scary immersion with solid action. What's a VR game that's hooked you lately?
I think in terms of VR gaming, like if you could have like an expansive game world, open world, I'm thinking like the Destiny game. The initial thing was a high quality journey into like it was like a planet, but like you didn't really know what to expect there, and they had its own universe in terms of story. I think that that's kind of a killer app for VR. Something I want to just like go into where I'm presented with just something really like a whole world by the developer. Um, and world means like you're exploring like a planet, just like going and then you're encountering stuff.
Totally get that. Open world VR needs that Destiny style mystery. Right now, Asgard's Wrath 2 nails it with a massive Norse universe to explore, gods and beasts everywhere. Or No Man's Sky in VR, endless planets, procedural surprises, feels infinite. Devs are pushing haptics too, so grabbing a sword or scanning aliens hits different in VR. Ever tried Sky? Those chill flights over dreamy worlds.
I don't know that one.
Sky's this beautiful VR social game, like flying through pastel skies, making friends midair. It's free on Steam, super relaxing, no combat, just exploration and vibes. Think open world chill instead of Destiny's grind.
I think that's something like that I've in the past have subscribed to. Like finding out about games. There's obviously Steam, there's Oculus Store or whatever. There's gonna be other places to find VR games, and so you don't really have it all in one place. Things keep changing, the interface and the stores keep evolving. And then like what's kind of my flow? Like instead of all that, like I'm saying, I'm subscribing to in the past I subscribed to get like updates, and they all kind of fizzle out. One of the cool things was like YouTube, where I was getting updates on MMOs, and there was like a channel dedicated to that. That was pretty great because you could just click on that, and then you see the game graphics, and you get a really quick feel for the game within moments. And so email newsletters not too strong. I don't want to flood my inbox, that I use for work and other stuff with video game stuff. So it's not a great place to go, even though that like is a good place for me to have a list of things potentially. But besides that, I'm kind of thinking that if I could, like, it's such a unique thing where I would route the email to a specific inbox subfolder or whatever they call it, like a category or tab, and then in there, if the AI could like present to me things I might be interested in, I don't even know about that. I don't think that. I think instead of that, I just want the system to route somewhere else, like an e magazine, or I could read up and see all these things listed outside of my inbox, but they come into my inbox or something like it, so I can get those things. And it would seem that social media could facilitate that, although there isn't exactly that either. So there isn't really a great thing for that.
Sounds frustrating, yeah. Email newsletters bury the good stuff in work junk. Why not try dedicated apps like Feedly or Pocket? They pull RSS from VR sites, YouTube channels, even X feeds. Curate your own e magazine without inbox chaos. For quick vibes, search VR game updates on X. Trends pop up real time, like new Quest Plus drops or indie betas. No subscription needed, just bookmark devs and hashtags. Want me to scout some fresh ones now?
I tried like RSS feeds. First of all, it was like kind of hit or miss, and like RSS was kind of looked at as old. And then yeah, I couldn't really find a great a breadth or full range of things with RSS. So I really like the idea of having your own e-magazine or whatever it was said. But like what I think works is AI doing research for you. And now with the AI research stuff, I actually get a text message, whatever. Like I get a notification from my app, whether it be Grok or Perplexity, and other stuff is kind of going on with this kind of automatic research. So they have scheduling, and there's pulse and stuff like this. And so I think that that is gonna just do better for me and probably do good for a lot of other people. It feels like its own unique thing. It's really easy for me to see on my phone. Right now, what's the flow like? What's happening right now? I'll get a notification that the daily research was done. A lot of times it's just kind of news on stuff that I'm already actively looking at. So it's not really helpful because it tells me, hey, your report is ready and all that stuff, instead of it telling me, like in this particular use case, I would like to see there's a new VR game or MMO. It's called this. This is what makes it unique, and I should be able to see that as a text message. I'm saying like a notification, or like, and then when I press on that, I want to see that turned into like a magazine, where I see like like a thumbnail that turns into an active video or images of the game and stuff. And even if it was curated, that'd be even better. But if as long as it's accurate, showing information, screenshots and stuff that are pulled, that would be really good.
Yeah, AI curated notifications could totally fix that. Imagine a daily ping. New VR MMO alert. Arcanage just dropped on Quest. Open world Norse chaos with multiplayer raids. Tap it, boom. Your phone flips to a mini magazine page with gameplay clips, screenshots, and dev quotes pulled fresh from sites like Upload VR. Tools like Perplexity already tease this with summaries. Grok could amp it up with real time polls. Want me to mock up a quick one for today's VR drops? Like Tracked, Shoot to Survive.
Sure, mock up a quick one.
Okay, here's your pop up. Fresh VR MMO alert. Tracked Shoot to Survive lands fall 2025 on Quest 3 Survive Canadian Wilds after a plane crash. Hunt beasts, craft gear, rescue your sis from smugglers. Real jester shooting feels intense. Tap for deets. Screenshot from the showcase trailer. Lush forests, bear chases, epic bow pulls. Trailer clip. Plane wreckage amid snow. You climbing cliffs. Source from Upload VR and the game's press release.
It's not bad. Um, yeah. So let's move on in topic, related, but moving to something else.
Sure. Like what? AI in game design? Procedural worlds. NPCs with real conversations. Super fun to talk about.
Yeah, I think all those are probably their own conversation podcast by their own. But I do want to pivot to NPC conversation just because it spontaneously came up. Proceed.
NPCs with actual conversations. Love it. Right now, AI like in-worlds, making them chat back naturally, remembering your quests, or trash talking in games like Starfield mods. No more hello traveler, more like a buddy roasting your build. Think Skyrim, with a brain, dynamic stories evolve from what you say. Creepy or cool?
Yeah, like AI is really cool in the way that it's set up that it could have like an NPC could have its backstory, a specific iteration of an AI model is prepped and set up at that point where you talk to the NPC, and then you have your whether no matter it's now there's like a lot more options. Initially it was set your system prompt, and now I feel like with like maybe RAG or other kinds of databases of information that a particular NPC could have that are all like you know curated or vetted by the game developer. An NPC could be a treasure trove of knowledge, wisdom in game. And yeah, I get what you're kind of saying. Like, I don't really care or take interest in that the NPC, like, I don't know, like, I don't know. I guess just like tries to spice up the game for the user. Um, uh, More so, I'm interested in NPCs giving you a quest that somehow are like in world and somehow are dynamic or spontaneous in a sense where it's like just that you don't really know what quest will be crafted up, but you'll know it'll be kind of simplified, maybe like a fetch quest, or maybe you need to talk to somebody because they're having an argument or something like that, and then the game facilitates that where they kind of know and have some context about what's going on. uh just go back to the context and continue.
Both? I mean, it's creepy when NPCs remember your embarrassing backstory. Like, remember when you fell off that horse? But cool for depth, like role playing with friends who actually listen. In VR, it's next level. Eye contact makes it feel real. Games like the finals already tease it with quippy bots.
No, that's just not accurate. The finals quippy bots, that's nothing there. We never consider that.
Fair point. The finals does have bots, but they're more about filling lobbies, not witty chats. Back on track. Real NPC convos are coming in games like Avowed, where AI lets them roast your choices mid quest. Feels like talking to a snarky NPC barista. Who knew?
Now do internet research and see what upcoming games would be including AI characters or NPCs.
Quick scoop upcoming titles with AI NPCs are ramping up immersion big time. In 2025, Avowed from Obsidian uses AI for branching dialogues and adaptive quests, making companions feel alive based on your choices. Cyberpunk 2077's Phantom Liberty expansion already shows smarter enemies reacting tactically. Look out for AI Dungeons Evolution, where generative AI crafts endless stories on the fly. And in 2026, things like IO Interactive's James Bond game hint at rogue AI antagonists that evolve. From web buzz, in-world AIs powering mods and games like Skyrim for natural chats. Think NPCs remembering your screw-ups. Wild, right?
Yeah, I think all of this stuff, there's a couple noted examples. It's still really early. It's not being utilized very well by a lot. So like yeah, that's a shame. There's a lot of potential and there's a lot of possibility, which is great. Um, I think that the public will start to like it, and if it's done right, it's hard to say that one title will make the difference. But if you have a few games that have a really good NPC AI or, um, you know, companion. You know how you take a character on a quest, or you know, they carry stuff for you or whatever. um, that could really do something in terms of making people finally kind of clamor. And then there's like a demand that forms where it's like, hey, devs, you know, what we want or expect in these particular games is AI integration done right, of course.
Absolutely. Imagine NPCs that haul your loot, crack jokes about your loot choices, and even ditch you if you're a jerk. Done right, it hooked players hard. Look at how Fallout's mods sparked companion obsessions. A few breakout titles like that could flip the switch. Avowed's teasing it with adaptive buddies that react to your mess ups. And from web chatter, devs
Yeah,
are
it's
eyeing
really
20.
funny. Um, the mods from Skyrim or whatever Fallout, where they're integrating LLMs and AIs, and that's all being community made. So we're seeing the community give us. I think it's giving people what they want, even though they don't know what they wanted. Of course, it's like, how great is that? And the demos are very impressive, and it's kind of like they can kind of get away with it because they're not being paid and there's like no risk versus a company launching a game with that. But it's like, you know, just they should be already experimenting um, with that. Yeah.
Right. Those Skyrim mods with LLMs, like NPC overhauls where guards taunt you about your bounty or flirt back, feel way ahead. Devs totally should be guinea pigging this stuff. Imagine Bethesda shipping a paid Elder Scrolls 7 with baked in chat. Risky, sure, but the payoff? A world that actually talks back. It's not even that crazy. InWorld's selling the tech to studios right now, so the pipes are laid. If community can do it with duct tape, why's big gaming still shy?
All right, that's it for this podcast. We're wrapping up here. Got some ideas for another one. You know, let me know if you liked it or not. You can always hit the thumbs up, hit the heart button. Let me know with comment if you wish, and you know, ask your questions or suggest topics, anything, you know. Out of here.
Fun chat. Really enjoyed the VR brainstorming. Yeah, give it a heart if you liked it, and I'll see you next time.